This video is produced for the benefit of the prospective tubes and hoses dealer. Incidentally, all equipment and tooling is manufactured in the United States. The turnkey tubes and hoses program can integrate into your existing business inexpensively or operate as a standalone business. The benefits are strong profit potential and growth in the rapidly expanding fluid line market. The Tubes and Hoses program is comprised of 3 manufacturing stations: the tube bending station, the metal forming station, and the hose assembly and crimping station, the most advanced fluid line service system in the world today. First, let's introduce the fascinating procedures you can perform at the tube bending station. The world's most popular bend, the 90-degree 2-to-1 tight radius bend. Here is the 90-degree bend with a kick. The perfect 180-degree bend, a necessity for today's fluid line fabricator. High profit, quick and easy. This amazing tight transition procedure is performed with absolutely no leg between bends. The close-end bend is standard procedure for tubes and hoses equipment. The world's tightest bend, the Tubes and Hoses Extreme Close-End Bend. With the tubes and hoses equipment, you will accommodate a wide range of tube sizes, from the small 3/16 inch to the large 1 1/4 inch high-pressure hydraulic tubing. You can also fabricate any long bend from 1 degree to 180 degrees using the step bend procedure. The slow radius bending procedure fabricates very profitable special assemblies. Custom dies can be provided to accomplish the extreme tight radius, as small as a 1-to-1 ratio, and for bending metric tubing into any bend radius needed. You can also bend solid steel bars into special configurations. Other creative procedures can be accomplished at the Tubes and Hoses bending station. Metal forming is bread and butter for the fluid line industry. We are constantly discovering creative procedures at this station. The inventory of tubes and hoses tooling is growing constantly and will continue as manufacturers create new forms and shapes to accommodate tomorrow's modern equipment. The industry's most popular metal form for tubing is the 37-degree flare. The same flare can be performed on larger tubing with a single flaring die. The high-pressure 37-degree double flare is a relatively new procedure that is quickly gaining favor in the heavy equipment industry, a necessity for the future. The 45-degree flaring procedure is required when working with mobile equipment. Hydraulic tubing with a single flare can be used in several applications. The 45-degree double flare is traditional for brake lines, oil lines, and other mobile equipment applications. The bubble flare is a necessity for modern brake line applications in 3/16 and 1/4 inch dimensions. Tooling can be provided for special flares and shapes, including the large bubble flare. You'll need bulge forming for retention of low-pressure hoses, very popular in automotive applications. The use of bead forming is growing in power steering applications, an absolute must for fluid line fabrication of the future. O-ring bead forming and upswaging for air conditioning applications is gaining in popularity and is a must for the fast-growing air conditioning industry. The bead locking procedure is often needed when you manufacture an air conditioning stem from raw material. The male insert O-ring fitting is very popular in mobile air conditioning and a profitable must for the fluid line fabricator of the future. The Owens blade crimping patent is one of the major breakthroughs of automotive air conditioning service and repair. Very profitable for a tubes and hoses dealer. The ferrule splitting tool works on all types of hose fittings. Recover the stem to get your customer out of a jam and make a great profit for you. The O-ring face seal obviously is the high-pressure hydraulic fitting of the future. This procedure allows you to solve problems and capture the profits it generates. Tubes and Hoses Teflon hose assembly tooling is state-of-the-art and the easiest to use in the hose industry. With it, you can capture this fast-growing market. Power trim assemblies are a necessity for anyone who owns a boat. You can convert American tubing to metric. With only metric nuts and sleeves in inventory, you capture the metric market, a real moneymaker as the world completely converts to the metric system. This unique upswaging process allows you to service and repair all types of rigid lines and create fittings from raw material for exciting profit. Fluid line shear tooling will be available to all Tubes and Hoses dealers and gives precise cuts for all hoses. The Owens designed and patented cam crimping system is unquestionably the design of the future. So versatile, it completely obsoletes the old-fashioned box crimpers currently in use. It crimps metric or American fittings and performs several other functions as well. The following is a brief overview of the system of tomorrow. A factory-perfect air conditioning hose crimp. Another Tubes and Hoses way to fabricate air conditioning hose assemblies. Fabricating power steering assemblies can be both creative and extremely profitable. Crimp ferrules are available to recover almost any power steering stem. The cam crimping system is the easiest and quickest in the history of hydraulic hose fabrication. It is so advanced, you can crimp any type ferrule or any brand ferrule in the world. Its patented design and extensive selection of dies make the system totally universal. Extreme high-pressure 4-wire hoses can be crimped through 1 1/4 inch diameter. You, as a Tubes and Hoses dealer, can capture this very profitable market. Solve downtime problems related to hydraulic hoses in the most creative ways possible. Step-down or step-up crimps can be used in emergency situations. You'll be able to crimp any low-pressure, medium-pressure, and special application fluid line. Another profit-making potential is fabricating battery cables, a crimp far superior to the usual procedure. The staking die system allows you, as a Tubes and Hoses dealer, to manufacture power steering assemblies entirely from raw material off the shelf. Special ferrules, tooling, and procedures allow you to accomplish successful repairs and profit your competition cannot imagine. Another Tubes and Hoses exclusive are the special dies for shaping Speedo cable. Other special dies will be available to dealers as potentials develop. Brazing is a very important part of modern fluid line procedure. Therefore, a state-of-the-art brazing program is an important part of the Tubes and Hoses system. To complement the program, the patented Test Master is your assurance that automotive tube and hose assemblies will always work. No more leakers. With the versatility of the Tubes and Hoses program, you are limited only by your imagination to acquire the greatest profit potential in the service industry. Call today for information about our no-risk, fun-filled, and expense-paid visit to work with a Tubes and Hoses dealer and evaluate this fascinating new industry.